Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Stand by!
Alright, quick video today. We're going to put a Talon grip on this P320 M17. Alright, so quick thing that we have to do first is wipe down anything that's on the frame of the pistol, this alcohol pad that comes with the package. Comes with the alcohol pad included. So I'm going to go do a quick wipe down of all the areas that the sticky part will be applied to. Now I've left the magazine in just so the weapon sits flat. As I rotate it around, it's easier to apply the Talon grip. I'll show you at the end a previous Talon grip that I've applied to a what was it? It was a XDM 5.25 competition pistol. I've had that on that competition pistol for since 2015, so it's been on there for a very long time, and it's barely coming off. Look, I got a little bug on there, a little firefly. It's barely coming off of my other firearm. There's a lot of different applications you can use. I got Brian here with me today. What do you have on your? You have a solution that you put on. It's a epoxy resin with basically skateboard tape that's applied. What is that? What is that stuff called?
It's called silicone carbide.
That's right.
So use a fast drying epoxy, and you just slather it on there, and then you sprinkle on the silicone carbide, and it makes a really aggressive texture. But it is pretty much a permanent thing. Mine is kind of chipping off a little bit, but I think that's because of the smoothness of the polymer. But if you really sand it down, it can be a permanent fixture. So
yeah, I'm just really taking this alcohol wipe, and at this point it's probably overused at this point. I probably should get another one, but one comes with the package. We're going to use the one that came with the package and then see how long it sticks over time. All right, so one of the first things you want to do is, if you have any special stamps in it like this one does for lettering of the firearm, that's the best place to start. It gives you a gauge on where to really kind of start the best place. So I'm going to start peeling off the sticker just in this first quadrant, and it's going to lay over the Sig Sauer logo here. So I'm going to start with that. So let's see. It might take me a second. I didn't prep anything here. I just kind of decided to make a video real quick. So try not to touch the sticky part if you can. Try not to touch any part of the sticky part, as it will become less and less sticky. Alright, so I'm just going to start this first quadrant. I'm going to leave the rest of it kind of on here and get this first portion kind of pushed into its zone. Alright, so I'm lining up the Sig Sauer logo really lightly. I'm not pressing down anywhere hard yet. Just kind of getting it positioned center of that logo as best as I can, so that I know it's in the proper position. As I continue to layer it on the firearm, it'll go into position correctly. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm starting to work out from that logo. Try not to twist or bend. Bend anything. This is really sticky, not only on the back side, but on the the actual grip itself is skateboard tape basically. So it's really nice and tactile. It really gives you a good purchase, a good really hold on the pistol really good that way. All right, I'm going to peel off the next portion here. Good, okay, so the next portion's ready to move around the firearm. Go ahead and peel off this next layer, the final layer, and get that prepped. Fold it out of position a little bit and try to pull this nice and tight without touching too much of the sticky to get that SIG logo to really line up perfectly. All right, as you can see, I didn't really press the backside down very much. That way it allowed me to make sure that that Sig logo, that way you know it's in the proper position. It was built that way on purpose for a reason, so just be careful with that. I also punched out this little T. It was already previously kind of cut out. It was stamped out, but I just had to knock the T logo out for that Talon grip logo. Just knock that out a little bit. All right, I'm finished pressing these fins in the back. Now that I got that logo on there correctly. All right, and it won't seem like it's sticking really 100% at this point, but it takes a little bit of time once you set it and get it all set into place for it to kind of adhere to the firearm. So it might seem like it's not really that sticky at this point, but it will get itself. So here's the end, and there's two different ways to do it. You can overlap it, but really the best way is to cut off with the razor blade, which I didn't get in advance. Cut off with the razor blade where it overlaps itself. All right, so I couldn't find my razor blade, of course, so I have a nice pair of tactical shears or triage shears, which will cut through this stuff, I think, pretty easily. So what I've done is I've taken I don't know what this is, a white Blanco grease pencil that I've marked the top and the bottom to where to cut, and I'm going to, at this point, fold back this edge a little bit and try to cut this as straight as humanly possible, not having any issues. So let's see how good I can do this. That couldn't have been too much more perfect. I probably should have a little bit more off. This is actually probably better than an X-Acto knife, to be honest with you. Get a little bit more down here at the bottom. What you don't want is any overlapping, because that really won't work for you. But this should be just about perfect. So again, I'm kind of pulling material in and pressing it in the best I can to get it to have a nice, I don't know if you can see it, it's a nice, I cut just a tiny bit off too much at the top, but that won't be an issue. I might even use some of Brian's resin mixture and try to get that to seam up a little bit better. But that's pretty much it. So it takes a little bit of time to dry. I'm not going to use this for at least 24 hours. I probably won't use it for maybe 48 hours. I got a run and gun coming up this weekend. Hopefully I can get into. I didn't sign up appropriately, the Guardian run. So expect to see a video, if not from me, from some of the other shooters on the team from that event. That's going to be a super fun event. It's always one of my favorite things to go to. So here is a Talon grip on another pistol that I applied over 5 years ago. So this has been on this XTM 525 competition for over 5 years, and it's still got a really strong grip. I mean, the grip is really there. It's barely coming off. You can see in the rear, just because there's not a whole lot of surface area, because it's kind of the texture on the backside. The texture on the backside is kind of raised and bumpy, and it's not flat like the rest of the firearm itself. So that's the only portion that came off. As it started to come off, I took a knife and I kind of cut it so it wouldn't continue to just peel. That's one way to kind of fix any issues. My package came with coupons, 10% off for next purchase, which is pretty cool. So, and these aren't too terribly expensive in the first place. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel. There's more coming at you. Let us know what you want to see.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Stand by!